And I think we're live. We should be live. And welcome to the one or two humans that are going to be watching this. And hopefully, at some point, it expands a little bit more. Um, this is kind of a new series that I've actually been thinking about doing this for quite some time.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with you, but just period. Because I do have this love for this topic for science whatsoever, just in general. So I've actually
Mhm.
been thinking about doing this for quite some time, and here we are. I kind of want to set it up a little bit, and then I'll let you kind of give your take.
Okay.
Um, this whole premise is is basically myself. I thoroughly enjoy science. Absolutely love science, and have been thinking about doing this from an amateur side. I'm not a PhD. I'm not a an engineer. None of that stuff. But I absolutely love the science. So I've been wanting to do something like this for quite some time. And then my homie here, Richard, has been posting some really weird shit about science on the Facebooks, and I've commented here and there, and then others I've been intrigued, but don't have enough information to comment on, and then I'm at a point in life where I'm kind of resetting, I guess, if you will, my other industry that I've primarily fed my family with for shit 13, 14 years or so kind of collapsed, and now trying to find something else to do. So here I am. um I'll introduce a little bit more about what I know and how I know it and why I know it and all that stuff a little bit later. I do want to give Richard an opportunity to kind of give his side of what the fuck is going on here. So that's what I kind of want to just go for it, dude.
Yeah. So I'm Richard Fletcher. I'm the one who's been posting all the weird shit on Facebook. So yeah, what ended up happening is I'm actually a mechanical engineer that got pushed into electronics engineer or electrical engineer, and that industry I'm in communications. So that industry is also drying up quite a bit. Um, there's a lot of people that are getting laid off from all these companies and stuff like that. So, I started to kind of pivot into physics because of my interest. Um, from physics, I started getting into a lot of neurology and things like that. I have ADHD, so some people might be able to tell. Once I got medicated, I figured out that I started becoming too smart. So So
Mm.
I said, well, let me start writing about what I have to go through with ADHD. And I decided to develop my own lane with that by taking ADHD and pushing it into quantum physics, and helps me study both sides of things. And um, so yeah, that's some of the crap that I post. And other stuff is just basic university studies and things like that, which is what we'll likely talk about.
Yeah. So are you an actual mechanical engineer? Like your degree is actual mechanical engineer, or are you a
Yeah.
fake mechanical engineer?
No, my degree is in mechanical engineering, bachelor of science in mechanical. Sorry, bachelor of science mechanical engineering at
Okay.
North Carolina A&T. So
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are mechanical engineers, and I don't take that away from them in any way, shape, or form. But they don't have the degree. Like they work in the industry and they became mechanical engineers. So that's
yeah,
why I ask: is there some people who actually have the degree, and then there's other people like I'm still a really there's a lot of humans that I know they're still really good mechanical engineers. They just don't have the degree, unfortunately.
what's crazy is I have the degree and I can't break into that field at all. No jobs available. So
Yeah, it's been weird. The markets is here. somebody here is asking about the concealed carry classes. That's what I did primarily for a very long time, and I'm still doing them. It just the market's been weird, so here we are. Myself, I'm actually an MBA, and even that one's kind of a fake MBA. Got the completed the credits, just never actually went through the formalities and any of that stuff. Because by that point, I was already kind of doing my own business and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
my interest in science has just been from a very young age. Sixth grade, I actually super fucking nerd. Um, and got scholarships to go to college and all that stuff. And I don't know, science is just fun. It's just something that's always intrigued me. And again, here we are. Um, I do want to ask you on the science side before we get into the topic that we want to talk about today. And if you read the title, you kind of already have a vague understanding of what we're going to be talking about. But for you on the science side, you're big into quantum physics, which I still think it's kind of like string theory, where it's overrated. But
There's so many levels.
we'll at some point we'll talk about it. But the people you like, who are your science people? Who are the physics people that you look up to? Who are those humans for you?
It's going to be Tesla. Of course, Einstein. If I want to know about the grand scale of things, um, not really a fan of Planck, but
Okay.
yeah. But I mean, those are the ones that I study the most.
I think Tesla's overrated. Why do you like Tesla?
Well, I mean, I got pushed into electrical engineering, so you have to. You kind of have to look up to him. But
I don't know if
he
you
came
have
out.
to.
Yeah, it's part of the invention side of me, and it's like,
I
well,
get it.
running from the law and all that. But
Yeah. My son used to be huge into Tesla. He used to be huge into electricity. There was one day where he was plugged into the wall. I've said the story so many fucking times, but he was creating an arc. He took apart a if I remember correctly, a phone charger and kind of redid it. And then on one side he wore like a little glove that had like a metal prong. And then on the other side he was connected to the fucking wall.
oh,
He was plugged into the fucking wall, and he would like see how close he could get to each other until it started arcing.
wow.
Uh he never hurt himself, so I was like, it's only 120, so like it would have put some hair in his nuts, but other than that, like it's just
It's a
120.
little bit of a buzz.
So my son like that. I used to be okay with Tesla until I started figuring out how a lot of what he talked about was weird for his time, but like in 2026, it's we understand why his shit never worked.
Right.
Um, so even one as simple as wireless electricity was like, well, you have to walk through that shit, and if you're walking through that shit, like it's gonna fucking fry you, weirdos.
Yeah.
So nice. And then Einstein for me has always been the one. I'll take him
Mhm.
over Newton. I know a lot of people in the science physics world will probably fight me on that, but I think Einstein is better than Newton,
I think so.
if
Um,
if there is such a thing.
I mean, well, he delves a lot deeper into a lot of the physics realm than Newton did. Newton, I mean, you had your theories of motion and stuff, but not Einstein. Pretty much covered everything. So
Yeah, my thing with Newton is when there's nothing, there's absolutely nothing, and you're kind of coming up with the thing. That's awesome because you're the one that's coming up with it. But there's
mhm,
also nothing there, so it's just like you're starting off with a blank page. So there's
yeah,
nobody challenging you. I mean, fuck, his gravitational theory stood for hundreds of years because there was nobody that would challenge it. Everybody just accepted it as that's just the way it is. And the God theory, right? Like it's when it doesn't make sense, it's God just corrects it, and like that's fucking silly.
Well, now
Um,
everyone's challenging. Well, that's quantum theory is challenging everything Newton put out. So
but
that's
is it Newton that they're challenging, or is it Einstein that they're challenging? Because I think gravitational, or yeah, from a gravitational standpoint, it'd be more because even special and general relativity breaks down at a certain scale. Like it just
right.
it breaks down, unfortunately.
What they're
Um,
what they're doing is they're noticing, and under a lot of quantum sciences, that Einstein, I mean, he was a lot deeper than a lot of people thought. So
yeah.
his theory of relativity basically covers a lot of what quantum mechanics also covers. So
Well, if I'm not mistaken, and we can look this up, a lot of people would credit Einstein as being the grandfather, if you will, of quantum physics. Like that's where he was going next, and then his
yep,
cousin got in the way. Um, started playing with his wee wee, and then it just never happened. But I think that's correct. And I think this is part of what I want to accomplish with this is I'm just an amateur. I don't know shit. You are an engineer.
I
That
still don't know shit, but
y- and that's just it, right? Like we're just trying to figure it out. And I want to learn from the people that may or may not find this and kind of have a conversation about the science and the physics and all that stuff. So but I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, that is a correct thing to talk about, or to say that Einstein is. I mean, it kind of started with him, the whole quantum physics. He started the conversation of it, or at least started to make it popular. Um. Anyways, anything else you want to add
no, I
before we
think
start?
we can get into the topic.
Yeah. So you
I think
wanted to
so.
talk about describe what you wanted to talk about, and then I think if I understood you correctly in text, I think in order for us to have a good conversation about it, we have to talk about or describe, at least for humans that are like us that don't know shit, kind of describe a little bit about what these topics are in general. So I'll let you say what the topic is. I got to make sure that I understood you correctly, and then yeah, we'll kind of go from there.
All right. So I'll just start off by letting people know. Everybody thinks that time. Everybody's heard of the theory of the arrow of time, where time moves forward.
I don't think
And
everybody's heard that.
no,
So we'll
okay,
describe it though. We'll describe it. I just want to know like what you want to the kind of the, and then we'll get into all of that because I don't think everybody knows about it.
all right. Well, I mean, the theory of the arrow of time is time only moves forward. Quantum mechanics is going to kind of delve into time being able to move forward and backwards, but because there's no forward movement, or forward and backwards movement happens at the same exact time in quantum mechanics. But regular physics is telling us that time is actually a product of entropy, and entropy is just, the best way I can say it is like decay. So um, things like an egg breaking or whatever, it's moving forward. Once you break an egg, you're not gonna put it back together again. So that would be an example of entropy.
But the way you wait, the way you described it to me, I'm gonna bring it up in text because the way you wrote it
Yeah.
in text was, let me see.
Time
Oh,
dilation of
discussing time dilation as nonlinear, rather a product of entropy.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what you told me.
yeah. So yeah, it doesn't move in a straight line. It's a product of entropy. And the title was basically time dilation. So time dilation would be time speeding up versus slowing down. So that's basically the same. That's what we're going to be talking about here.
So
Entropy, huh?
go for it.
Yeah, entropy is basically the way physics is telling us how time moves. Is It's like making a mess and just refusing to clean it up. So
Yeah,
That's all it is.
so it's weird. I've heard people describe entropy as decay, and I'm gonna push back a little bit on that because
Mhm,
I don't my understanding of entropy is because that's I did hear that and I have heard that a lot is that it's decay. It's things dying. It's going away. The way I've understood it and the way it's been presented to me and I accept more, not that that matters in any way, shape, or form, just because I accept it, but
mhm,
it makes more sense to me, not as decay, but rather spreading and chaos. So right now we're in low entropy,
mhm,
which this universe is in pretty good order. We orbit around the sun in kind of a almost perfect way. We're angled at an almost perfect way. We're able to survive because of entropy, low entropy. I'm sorry. But at some point, this is we're going to collide with the Andromeda galaxy. The sun's going to swell up, and then all of that energy we're spreading. We'll get to a point where we have really high entropy. Energy has just completely spread, and chaos is rampant again, and disorder, I guess, if you will, not chaos, but disorder. But it was explained to me as it's more that energy is spreading. Veritasium did a really fantastic video about the subject, and one of the questions he posed is, "What does the sun give us?" Well, the sun gives us energy.
mhm.
That's awesome and cool. The sun gives us energy. How much energy do we radiate back into space? Well, if we follow the laws of physics, the energy we get from the sun by law, we have to. It's the same amount that goes out. The problem is it's spread out.
Yeah,
So, the flower consumes the light, but then it sends it down to the soil, and then the cow eats it. So now that energy is not concentrated anymore. It gets spread out through different cycles. It's very highly processed energy, I guess, if you will. That's probably a good way of explaining it. So
yeah,
that's not decay because decay would mean that it would violate the laws of physics because the laws of physics says that you cannot create energy and you cannot destroy energy. Decay to me, and maybe I'm misunderstanding this, maybe I'm not gathering correctly, but decay to me means it's going away, but it's not because it can't go away.
it's changing form. So
Correct.
even at yeah, even through decay, it'll still change form. So that's why you have you know micro creatures. You have
Got it.
smaller and smaller creatures that are gonna consume.
Got it. It's deteriorating, it's not dying.
Right.
It's breaking down and I guess spreading, it's not dying.
Correct.
Got it. Got it. I guess for me in my fucking weird head, decay and death is the same thing, but it's not the same thing.
No.
Decay is a result of a human dying or an animal dying, not
Yeah.
necessarily death itself.
Death
Makes
would
sense.
be loss of consciousness. So that'll be a whole different topic.
Yeah, correct. Correct. So, entropy says that time moves in a straight line. You don't
Um,
believe that.
no. Um, because
You
of the
believe that we
studies,
can go back and forth.
yeah, I think we go back and forth.
W
Um,
How like, why first, why do you believe that? Why are you one of those
it's
weirdos? And then how?
well, it's from some of the studies that I've seen with through quantum entanglement where um, time doesn't necessarily exist in that state. So if you have two particles that are entangled, one particle can affect another particle, and distance doesn't really matter, and time doesn't actually really matter either. And so those two particles that are entangled, uh, one can be in the past, one can be in the future. They all uh, will move the exact same. So um, just because they're entangled. So
Yeah, but how do you go to the future? Because now what you're suggesting is that, there's something before causation. Right, this is why the speed of light I never understood why you cannot go faster than the speed of light, and then until it was very simply explained. This is the beauty about physics, I believe, is that
Mhm.
you can explain it very simply. Now, there's such thing as oversimplification, and then people misunderstand what it actually means. But I cannot have, like, if I want my lights to turn on, it will not turn on before I flip the switch. What you're suggesting is that you can do that. I can turn on the lights before I flip the switch.
Yeah, something like that.
Right. So
It's more.
that's
It's
where you lose me. That's where you lose me because there has not been a cause to
yeah.
affect that. So how can the future exist if nothing has created it?
Well, because time is still moving, and your future is happening now, even seconds after you've said it. So the way that this is
No,
supposed to
that'd be
work
the
is,
past.
you
Seconds
sure?
after I said it would be the past.
It could be the past. It'll be the future. What the what quantum science is saying is that time basically folds. So it basically the
That's
past and the
more of a
future is
string theory
occurring.
though, right? That's more of a string theory, right? The paper folding and you got the wormholes.
Yeah, wormholes. Yeah, wormholes is supposed to be a movement through time, I guess. That's about it. But yeah, they're trying to say that this is what quantum scientists are saying is that the future and the past exist at the same time, and then basically it's just all three states are playing at the same time. So your present is your future, and it is your past, and it just echoes.
Is there any solid studies that they have conducted? Because the other thing that is weird about quantum physics is the superposition, right? It's the split, what's it called? The slit
Uh,
theory or the
Slit theory, and also
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat. Yeah.
Schrodinger's cat. So, like, if you exist in one, this is the problem with quantum computing. A lot of people fail to understand about quantum computing is it's really difficult to save files in quantum computing. It's fucking wild. I know very little about it, but in quantum computing, if I understand correctly, and some weirdo that's way smarter than me on in the comments in 20 years will probably correct me, and I hope they do. That's kind of the whole point of all of this stuff is learning from each other, making dumb people like me better. So in quantum computing, it is really difficult to save files because the superposition would say that if it exists here, it cannot
It's
exist here. So once you open the copy of the file, the original file kind of disappears.
fault. Yeah, I mean, it's said that it's in a parallel universe. That's what. That's
I guess you would have to believe in parallel universes in order for this to work. So
Now we're going into the multi-worlds theory. This is a whole lot of stuff
it,
we're
it
branching off into.
it's a lot of information. So the time dilation, and this is where we kind of start to bring these together. The time dilation is um the reality that this is no longer a hypothesis. We can prove this. It's been proven time and time again. And that's another a thing. I think when we say theory here, it's accepted by the science community. Theory, I misunderstood this for a very long time. A theory in science does not mean it's a hypothesis that it's fake and it hasn't been proven.
Right.
We still call it special theory of relativity, even though it's been proven. The general theory of relativity in science, theory is really more something that's accepted. We it's not a hypothesis, and I think people conflate hypothesis and theory quite often. But at any rate, um, time dilation is essentially the closer you get to the speed of light, in velocity, the slower time goes, because of relativity to the observer. To
Yeah.
you, time's not really. It's to you, it feels like time's moving by at normal speed, but to an observer watching that, an example, a very basic example, I kind of just mentioned this, is we humans here on Earth experience time differently than our GPS satellites. Our GPS satellites are traveling significantly faster and at a much further distance than the center of the gravity of the Earth. So it experiences time a little bit faster, to the point where their technology has to adjust for the time difference here on Earth and up there. They did this with the astronauts. What are the twins that are astronauts? The astronaut up in space aged slower than the one down on Earth, and this is a
Mhm.
biological thing that happened. So that's time dilation. What you're
Yes.
saying is that entropy causes time dilation. Is am I characterizing that correctly?
Mm, no, just saying that time dilation, that entropy is an effect of time dilation, or the speed of entropy would be the effect of the time dilation. So
Break that down a
um,
bit.
yeah, so if you're looking at entropy as um, basically the spread of particles, or even as decay, it's pretty much the same theory. As the closer you get to the speed of light, the slower it becomes. So you age slower. Um, you know, things happen
Well, to
at
the
a slower,
observer, you age slower. To you, you're
right,
aging at the normal
at the
rate.
same speed. You're
Yeah,
you're a different observer. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say is, with time dilation, the thing is, it changes through, based on uh the based on gravity, based on the speed of light. So gravity is supposed to be the distortion of an area based on the speed of light. Is that correct? Maybe.
Well,
Maybe I'm not wording it right.
there's two relativities. We've got the curvature of space time.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that's general relativity, and special relativity would be it's in a flat surface, just flat. The speed of light is basically special theory relativity.
Constant.
If I'm not mistaken, let me reference
So
this
speed of
real
light
quick.
would be the constant then.
Correct. Correct. So, yeah, special relativity is motion at constant velocity. General relativity is the curvature of space time. So I guess where this all kind of loses me um, is there's obviously a relevance. There's obviously a relationship between entropy and time dilation. There's a relationship. I just don't see how one causes the other. Like there's and I don't think I've ever found anybody who can tell me. I haven't seen a study. I haven't seen a study that shows evidence that one is caused by the other, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that the way that I'm looking at is just the speed of entropy is what's caused by that arrow of time. And if you were to change the constant, or depending on what theory that you're looking at, then that's what's going to affect your entropy, or the speed of your entropy. So if you're looking at a constant rate, like speed of light, or if you're looking at a variable rate such as gravity or the curvature of space time, what's going to affect your entropy, which means that time to me is not real.
Yeah, but it doesn't change entropy. Entropy is still entropy. What is
Hmm.
happening is, again, because you have the problem of the observer, right? This is the observer problem. Is that if you are in one spaceship traveling 99.99% the speed of light, for sure you're going to experience entropy a little bit differently than I am.
Hmm.
You're going to experience entropy a little bit slower than I am, but that's only a relativity issue. That's not a a universal constant. You can't change this. Like everybody's just experiencing it differently. So one doesn't cause the other. It's just a consequence of mathematical facts that the closer you get to the speed of light, the slower time affects your experience. So
Yeah,
I don't think there's one causing the other. I don't think you can have one cause the other because they exist independently, but they have a relationship because it's time.
right. Your relativity. That's the only thing that brings the two together.
Correct.
Um, so it's either you're looking at it under micro relativity or macro relativity.
Correct.
So you have to pull that weirdness in there.
Yeah, but that's still not one causing the other, though.
It's it just depends on the speed. That's what I'm saying is one causes a change in speed of entropy, not necessarily that it's causing entropy or not causing entropy.
But is it really changing the speed of entropy?
I mean, I guess if you look at it that way, entropy has to happen regardless. So
It's gonna happen regardless, and I think it's gonna happen at the rate that it happens.
mhm,
It's just we experience it differently. The only the I don't know. I'm one of these humans that unfortunately I have to see the facts, and it kind of has to make some sort of sense to me.
yeah,
Um, so even in your time relationship where you can have past, present, and future all at the same time. I know for a fact uh, the past and the present exist at the same time. And that we can prove every fucking day. Like right now, if you go outside to it right now, both you and I in Colorado, um, you are at a slightly lower um, longitude than I am, longitude than I am. But either way, you're still in Colorado, not too far off from where at 7:32 p.m. If we walk outside, we will see the past. Right? It's just stars. The light,
right,
the light that's hitting our eyes is millions of years old, billions of years old. So I think most humans understand that if we were to have a really long telescope, a super awesome telescope, and we looked into a different planet, we would be seeing millions of years in the past, not their actual future, just because of how long it has taken the light waves to hit us. That is coexisting with right now. Like it's happening right now.
right.
Um, and that's a weird thing about physics. We have nothing on the future.
Well, that's
It-
where the James Webb Telescope is starting to come in, and where they what they're calling peering into the future,
yeah.
by using AI and zooming in to the spread of the universe. They're thinking that they're able to see into the future. I just think it's a bunch of AI made up stuff, but yeah, I don't think it's real, but yeah.
Wait, so wait, fucker. So the conversation you presented that like you don't even believe in it. You just want to talk about it.
No, no, no. I believe in it. I just don't think we have the tools to do it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, because
Connecting AI to a telescope is not really going to tell
correct.
you the future.
Yeah, AI is mediocre. It's AI is dumber than I am. It's really good at googling shit, and it's really good at forming or organizing thoughts. It sucks at providing reality.
Right.
For sure, for sure. Got it. Well,
Yeah.
what studies have you seen then? Um, can we look up really quick that are and you can share your screen. Like if you've got something that you want to share, I think you can just share it if you want to.
I
Uh,
totally have nothing here.
oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Um,
Yeah,
because
I can look.
there's a lot of hypotheses and a lot of thought experiments, but I haven't seen any concrete studies on how we would go about um, looking into the future. The only thing that is even remotely close to it, from my perspective, anyways,
Hmm.
is and we haven't even seen these. We have not been able to observe this because, admittedly, according to most physicists, it'd be tough to see is white holes.
Yeah,
So
everything
they're
is being
saying
pushed out.
like if there is a path to the future, we may have it in white holes. So everybody is familiar with black holes. Black holes doesn't necessarily suck everything in, but it's a dead star, all of its mass compressed to the point where it's so fucking massive compared to its environment that it created a black hole, and everything kind of just falls into it. Its gravitational pull is just so fucking ginormous. Everything kind of just doesn't suck everything. A lot of people think it's a vacuum that just sucks everything up. That's not the way gravity works.
It's
But
actually pulling light, not necessarily an object, but the light from the object.
correct. Yeah, but I mean, at some point, it would have to pull the object. If it gets close enough, it would
The
just
event
it's
horizon.
falling. Yeah, but because physics is physics, and you can't violate the laws of physics. If a black hole exists by law, to a certain degree, there must be a white hole
Yeah.
where it rejects everything. It pushes everything out. So there is this strange conversation, this weird hypotheses that the white hole might be on the opposite side of that black hole.
Hmm.
Um, as it falls
Just
in, it's sunken in so much in the fabric of space time that on the opposite side, it's kind of pushing everything out. That's where the white hole is coming, because we haven't been able to observe any of them. As much as we've studied the universe, we've never been able to see a white hole, and a lot of humans say, well, it's because it's again, it's pushing everything out, so it's rejecting everything. It's really difficult to see because how do you see the object that doesn't want to absorb light? It's it's rejecting all of its energy.
that, and if it's on the other side of the black hole, how are you going to get around the black hole?
If it, and that's why that hypothesis exists, is that maybe the reason we haven't seen is because it's on the other side of
Hmm.
of the black hole, and that's why we can't observe it, we can't see it, we can't find it. Um, so yeah, time is one of those weird things in life that have always, it's just been weird. We all understand that it's kind of made up.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think a lot of humans understand that the only reason time even we pretend to even believe that it exists and have a system for it is because of entropy. And again, entropy is just it's the arrow of time. Is it will happen. So there is a time. It's such a weird fucking thing. It's time is weird.
Your soup is still going to get cold
It's it, it
regardless.
it has to get cold.
Hmm.
It's a law that it fucking, if I'm not mistaken, this is the second law of thermodynamics.
Actually,
Uh,
thermodynamics is actually more is the thing that proves time or proves the arrow of time. So
um, go into that a little bit more.
so the law of thermodynamics, it basically tells you that there's going to be a change or a physical change on any object, or the or a change in energy state. So that's pretty much what entropy is, and that's what proves that arrow of time or the forward movement of time.
Correct. You're
It's,
going from one state, physical state or molecular state, to another state, and maybe it's not the correct way to say state, but that's the way I'm presenting it.
yeah,
Is you have to, right? We're alive. We're gonna die. That is entropy. That is our energy going from this vessel to the ground, and then the
yeah.
worms, and then the worms feed the birds, and then
And
that's
you're
entropy.
exactly right. It is the second law of thermodynamics.
It's the
Good
second law.
job.
Yeah, it's the second law of thermodynamics, which is entropy, which which kind of dictates all that stuff. Its energy is going to spread to a different thing. This is why I don't think time dilation has anything to do with it. It's just a relationship.
Time dilation is the change of the speed of time. That's all.
That's all.
Yeah,
To the observer.
the observer. Me with ADHD, I think I wrote about it. So how time dilation kind of breathes for an ADHD mind.
How?
Um, so things that the way ADHD minds work is on resonance rather than actual time. So we don't see the clock, but we see what resonates with our brain. So
So an
um,
accomplishment, a task. Uh,
yeah,
yeah.
something that you're magnetized towards, something that you're pulled towards. So um, I bring up things in my writings called like preferred activities. And so if it's something that is a preferred activity to you, time is going to speed up like crazy. If it's something that you absolutely hate, it's going to drag slower than normal. So
Yeah,
that's the dilation you
I
get.
think Einstein, maybe he's misquoted on this. I've never been able to confirm whether he actually said it or not,
Hmm.
but he's credited with the quote that says that the way you can more humanly explain his theories of relativity and general theory of relativity, but more specifically special theory, is essentially, I think the way he said it is, if you're sitting in a park bench next to the girl that you like, time
Hmm.
seems to speed up and go by a lot faster. Um, and that's kind of what you're describing is I like what I am doing, so therefore time is, but I don't think time is really going by faster for you. It's just a psychological thing because now
Right.
you're separating a physical thing. There is a truth, a physical actual difference when humans are in space, even in low Earth orbit, where the space station is at. If we give synchronized watches to somebody on Earth, and they've done this,
Hmm.
synchronized watches to somebody on Earth, and then somebody at the space station, time's going to elapse differently. Same type of watches, same mechanism, same everything. Time is always going to move a little bit quicker up in space because they're traveling faster or slower. It's I forget where the net is at because there is, this is the fucked up thing about time. This is the other fucked up thing, and I always get this fucked up. So somebody should correct me if in 20 years you're watching this. I'll probably be dead at that point, but um, the closer you get to Earth, the slower time passes because you are closer to the center of the Earth. So Earth is spinning, but
Hmm.
the closer you get to the core of that, the less the slower you experience time.
Because
The
it's spinning faster
um
from the circumference.
m- she because of its gravitational pull. But
Yeah.
if you go in further to where the satellites are at, they got a double whammy, and I always forget where the net is at. They're traveling significantly faster
Hmm.
than in relation to us. So they're traveling.
So you're saying that people in Louisiana age slower than the people in Colorado?
Yes.
Ah, man.
Yes, so we gotta move to Louisiana.
Yeah, we're going to Louisiana.
So, we gotta move, or the equator for that matter. So I had, man, I had figured this shit out, and now I fucking forgot. You talk about your ADHD, my shit fucking, so there's a net, and I always forget where the net is at.
The
Gra
worst part about writing
gravitational
those.
gravitational time gain for a
Uh-huh.
GPS satellite is plus 45 microseconds a day, but
Oh,
because of velocity, it is negative 7 microseconds per day. So the net effect is plus 38 microseconds per day. So if you do the math, it's traveling really fucking fast.
mhm.
But gravity is also affecting it.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's a net difference. So it's traveling really fast, yes, but it's also relatively close to the Earth. So there's a
Mhm.
gravitational effect. Time is weird, dude. Time is fucking
Well,
bonkers.
I think there's even one thing that I posted on my page. One of the studies that they were finding out is that even in the mountains, once you get higher up into the mountains, you start to age a little faster than at the bottom of the
Your
mountains.
your head is older than your feet
Yeah,
by
yeah,
by by
strange.
physics law. I
Huh.
mean, you're talking about like fucking microseconds,
Uh-huh.
but it's still true. Just because your feet are closer to the Earth's core.
Hmm.
At any rate, time is weird. Time is fucking nuts. It's mind-boggling. One of the craziest paradoxes is the and maybe we could talk about this some other time. We don't have to talk about this today, but it is time related. Is the Andromeda paradox? The Andromeda paradox is fucking crazy.
You brought this up to me one time, and I'm like,
Did
okay,
you look?
this is way too advanced for me, man. I'm gonna
Have you
I'll
not
come back.
studied it?
Not yet. Yeah,
All right.
I'll get some time in this one.
There's plenty of awesome videos about the Andromeda paradox out there, but the Andromeda paradox is essentially if you start riding your bicycle or driving for that matter
Uh-huh.
towards me, and a bicycle usually works better because whatever. If I'm standing still on 80th and Sheridan, I don't live too far from 80th and Sheridan. I'm standing still on the corner of 80th and Sheridan,
Mhm.
and you are driving. Say you're driving south on Sheridan, and at the exact same time when you pass me, like when you're at the same you're even with me. At that
Mhm.
exact same moment, you and I both look up to the Andromeda galaxy. We will see different days in from the Andromeda galaxy because you are moving and I am stationary. This is
Uh,
relativity. So we're in the
yeah.
exact same location,
Mhm.
but because you are moving and I am stationary, I think it's about 3 days apart if you do the math. You see 3 days ahead of what I see, if I'm not mistaken. The person moving sees it, 3 days ahead, from what I see. Yeah, it might be the other way around, but it's still a
Mhm.
batshit crazy thing to comprehend about time and relativity. And this is provable. We have proven this shit. This is not a hypothesis. This isn't a it is an actual fucking physics fact that
Mm.
because you are moving and I am stationary, we experience looking up at the sky at the exact same time in the exact same fucking space differently because one's stationary and the other one's not. The way we absorb the light is different. Wild shit.
Uh, so that explains some of the drivers that I get on the road.
You
So
guys are all looking at the Andromeda galaxy
yeah,
all
if
at the
we're all
same
looking at the sky, they're like 3 days ahead, and they're not even in the car.
time. That explains all the accidents.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
now I got to look up which one experiences what. I got to
I'm
look it
trying
up.
to read a little bit about it here.
Are you asking? You use Copilot? That's who you use. I think I remember you saying.
So I did because Microsoft was paying me to say that, but they stopped paying me, so now I don't use it anymore.
Yeah, I've used Copilot a little bit. They all suck equally.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, they're all pretty bad.
yeah, I mean, I use it to kind of gather my thoughts a little bit, but I don't rely on them 100%. But um,
I will tell you this: Copilot is much nicer than the new ChatGPT.
oh, I believe it. Uh,
The new one's a straight asshole. I'm telling you.
so
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure
this
out
one's
which one. Go ahead.
this one's describing like an invasion. fleet aliens.
Yeah. So that's the way they present it to you is you two humans are watching into the future, and the way they describe it is if you guys both see an invasion fleet leaving Andromeda Galaxy to the Earth,
Hmm.
one of you guys, and I can't remember which one was the stationary or the other one. One of you guys will say, "Oh shit, the fleet is leaving," and then the other one already sees it gone. So one thinks it's barely leaving, and the other
Hmm.
one already sees it on the way 3 days in advance, advancing already. So they're already on their way here, if that makes sense.
So if I'm ever late, I'm going to use this as an excuse.
The aliens were coming.
The aliens were coming. I saw them.
I saw them. The Andromeda Galaxy, the
Yeah,
Andromeda Paradox is what it's called. It's a
right.
very fascinating fucking paradox. It's fucking crazy. It's time is just absolutely weird. It's bonkers.
Um, yeah, and that's why I keep saying it doesn't exist.
I think collectively we all understand that time doesn't exist. Humans use time as a
Hmm.
way to measure here and there, now and then, if you will. But I think most humans, because we say this a lot, if you watch most sitcoms, a lot of sitcoms have this idea of time is all make believe in novels, and I don't think that's a very unique thing to physics. I think most humans understand that time is just a made up concept. The
Yep.
Gregorian calendar doesn't follow the stars, so it's slightly different than the Chinese calendar, which does follow the stars.
Hmm.
So I think that's something that we've all collectively accepted that time is just a made up construct, but it is a good effective way to keep track of our quote unquote days. Because obviously time for us here on Earth is incredibly different than if we move to Mars, which is a weird thing to think of. But if we move to Mars, time's going to be different there than it is here. But we're all going to want to keep track of what day is it. I think we as human beings have this weird desire to want to know why
Yeah,
and have a purpose for everything. Um,
I mean Gregorian calendar just follows the
it's
spin of
just
the
math.
Earth.
It's just math.
Yeah.
And objectively speaking, the Gregorian calendar, mathematically speaking, is probably the best calendar. Every other calendar just doesn't fucking mathematically just doesn't make sense. Yeah, because it follows the spin of the Earth and the orbit around the sun, and then the leap years is to take into account how it's off. It's actually um 23 and 56 minutes, I think, is what it is. So it's not really 24 hours, but you have leap years, and then unless it's every 400 years or it ends in whatever, then it's not a leap year, and it's fucking. So they figured out the math pretty well. Still made up though. Still made up. I don't think anybody disagrees with that notion that time is just it's for our own convenience.
A couple of summers ago, I got to go to Greenwich and
Okay,
see the actual clock, the Greenwich
the
Mean
zero,
Time clock.
the
Yeah,
zero,
the giant sundial.
the.
That's all it is. So I
Is it
came
all
all
it
the
is?
way here for this. Yeah,
And
it's
even
a
that
big
was kind of
sundial.
and even that one was kind of arbitrary, right? It just humans agreed, we'll just do it off of that time zone. That'll be our
Hmm.
zero.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, the most fascinating thing, and it's logical sense, but you go to North or the South Pole, and it's like, what time zone are you in if you go to North or the South Pole?
that's where the problem is because I mean Greenwich is closer to the North Pole than say Colorado, so
Yeah.
um, is time moving faster here than it is in Greenwich?
Yeah, but it's microseconds. It's so insignificant to our daily life and our daily time tracking that it
Everybody that I saw there seemed like they were aging way faster than I was. So
it's
I
'cause
will let you know
that's because all the whiskey that they're drinking over there, yeah, it's all the pubs, all the shitty food. Uh,
man, they sell like 3 liters of that stuff at the grocery store. It's crazy.
yeah, it's all the alcohol and blood sausage. Uh,
Blood sausage.
so, anyways, time is weird. Time is super fucking mind-boggling. It's one of those things that it's super fascinating to think about, and I wish more people would kind of understand because it's a very basic thing.
Yeah.
It's not super complex. It's just really difficult to wrap your mind around.
Yeah, if it gets too confusing, just forget all about it.
You just disregard it.
Disregard it. It doesn't exist anyway. So
Well,
stick to what's real.
I think entropy would disagree that it doesn't exist.
I think
Uh,
entropy exists.
yeah, but that is time, right? Like we just discussed it. That is time. It's not time as we know it.
Right.
We added our own bullshit to it because we want to keep track of every second and every minute, and we want to make it to the dentist appointments and all that. But yeah, but I
So
mean,
instead of measuring time, just like take an ice cube out and put it on the counter and
see when it
measure
melts.
how long. Yeah, measure how long it takes to melt. And
But then see that's the problem. Then you just created a different way to measure time.
right.
Because we had sundials, and that's how we measured time, and then we had um, hourglasses, and then that's how people measure time. So like we've always had this made up way of measuring time.
Mhm.
So that breaks down. If you say pull out an ice cube, then that's still us trying to measure just another way.
Yeah,
That's bonkers.
that's how much regard I have for it. So
So much disdain for time.
yeah, it's terrible.
And by the way,
ADHD mind.
it's the only fact of life.
Yeah.
If I'm not I mean, it's kind of the only thing is we're moving in space-time towards
Hmm.
disorder, which equals, on many levels, our energy being converted to something else,
Yeah.
which for humans means death.
Yeah. Loss of consciousness would be death, but your body still lives on in other microorganisms. Your atoms will never expire.
Correct. Uh-oh. Oh, you
There
went
we go.
away.
Was that me?
Yeah, you canceled yourself.
How did that happen? My mouse didn't even move.
No fucking clue. Entropy, dude.
Entropy. See that, or my son is maxing out my internet with Minecraft.
Yeah. You have been pretty choppy. You have been pretty choppy. Time to set up a home server for that shit.
Now I'm about to slow him down real quick.
Yeah, yeah. Um, well, I'm pretty comfortable where we're at with this conversation. I think we found the horse, we beat it,
Yeah.
and then we killed it. Um, and then we kept fucking beating that horse after entropy. And
Hmm.
so I'm comfortable unless there's other subjects that you want to talk about. Um,
So basically, we'll conclude that time isn't pushing us forward. Entropy is just pulling us apart.
I don't know if I can agree with that. I don't know if I can agree with that because I think there's been plenty of evidence to suggest that it is pushing us forward. That's why it's called the time arrow.
Yeah.
Um, and I think we can agree that to the universe, it doesn't matter which direction it's going. If it's forward, upwards, downwards, it's just
Right.
going to disorder. So I will agree that to the universe, it has no fucking it doesn't care.
No.
The universe did not decide I'm moving forward. Humans decided I'm moving forward, and mostly because we do have evidence that the universe is moving in a particular direction, and
From order to chaos.
from order to disorder, and
Yeah.
that energy is being spread out significantly more.
Right.
To us, that looks like the end.
Yeah.
To the universe is like, you guys are just humans. You guys are super duper fucking tiny. You have no fucking idea how to quantify the sheer size of the universe. Because our brains are suck at exponentials, right? Like our brains are not really good at exponentials.
Right. Kind of petty, actually, if you think about it.
What's that?
So it's a little bit petty if you think about it.
What do you mean?
It's just making us feel like really small. If you,
Yeah, but
it's
we are
vast.
small. It's not making us feel very small.
Yeah.
We are. I mean, we know this. It's super fucking tiny, insignificant, a blip.
So now you're starting to believe in the whole quantum theory. I see that.
No, but it has nothing to do with quantum. It's just physics in general. I think if you believe in physics and you understand the universe enough, you understand that your role in the universe is not as significant as people make it out to be.
Right.
It's not. This is my biggest thing that I don't know if we want to talk about other subjects, but like my biggest issue with this idea of finding a purpose, it makes us as humans feel awesome. I have a purpose and I have a desire. I fall for it all the time. We're like, I need a purpose. I need a reason to be alive. And in the grand scheme of things, whether you have a purpose or not, you're still gonna fucking die. And oh, by the way, in about 20 years, everybody's gonna forget who the fuck you were, that you existed, that you were a human on this fucking earth. All your fuck ups, all your tweets, all your everything, people are just gonna fucking forget about them. So it's
And then in the meantime, all the scientists are trying to create negative entropy. They're trying to, make Benjamin Button a real thing.
it's not gonna happen.
Huh?
It can't happen. Like, I don't believe it can happen.
Right.
Do you believe it can happen?
I don't know. I'm looking
Fair.
at some of the studies that we
Fair.
have.
I'm
Some of the studies that we have are saying that there's a way to reverse time through particles and stuff like that. But
You
yeah,
cannot. Well, it'd be really tough to convince me, a non-scientist amateur fucking dum-dum, that based off of all of the evidence we have, that you actually can go back or go into the future or reverse what's already there.
so what they're looking at is the whole theory of the entangled particles. What they're saying is that particles that are entangled, if say you have one atom that's spinning in one direction, the other entangled atom is going to spin in the same direction. But if you change the direction of one atom, the other one will change instantly as well. And so those two atoms can exist. Distance doesn't matter and time doesn't matter. So if those two atoms exist in different time, the atom that's older or that exists in negative time will also change, with the atom that's in the future tense. That's theory of quantum relativity. So, well,
I'm
one of them.
gonna have to look that shit up, because that doesn't make sense. But the double slit fucking paradox or Schrodinger's cat doesn't fucking make sense. That it goes.
Superposition.
What's that?
We're back on superposition. Yeah, it has to exist in two states at the same time,
Or one
or two.
disappears. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Once you uncover it, only one could be true, not both of them. That the double slit thing, I forget what it's called, but
yeah, double slit experiment. But yeah, the thing about About the cat, yeah, it can be both alive and dead at the same time, but it depends on the
Before you
observer.
open it. Before you open it.
Well,
Because once you open it, that's the reality. And I think that's the whole thing about quantum computing is in quantum computing is you can't have a copy of a file because once you open them, only one exists. The one you open. The other one is gone. There's no more copy of that shit.
and
And
and the one that exists is the one that you've observed, which someone else can observe something different, right?
I don't know. I know in
So
relativity is true, but that's a
yeah,
time issue. That's not a reality because the double slit experiment, it's the same for everyone. It's not everybody sees their own thing. It's the particles passing through those two slits. Um, it's the same
no,
for everyone.
this is a Schrodinger's cat though, where the cat can be both alive and dead at the same time, but
Before you
it
open the box,
depends. Before you
before you
open the box,
yeah. So you
but
have you have a closed box and inside is a cat, and before you opened it to you, it could be either dead or alive. It's existing technically in both states. Once
right?
you open it, though, it only exists in one state,
Okay,
right?
I think so.
Maybe we'll leave that for the next one.
Oof.
Maybe we'll leave that for the next one. I'll close this down unless you have any final thoughts.
No, we didn't bring up Maxwell's demon.
Do it. I've got time. I don't give a fuck. I've got time. If there's anything I have right now, it's fucking time.
Oh man.
Or did
So
you
yeah,
have?
it's another thought experiment, similar to the Andromeda paradox. I mean, it's not similar, but it's another thought experiment. So you have a fast moving hot or a slow moving cold gas particle um, between two chambers, and they're violating the second law of thermodynamics. So there's no entropy, there's no disorder, and it's always increasing in either heat or cold. So it's creating order from chaos. It's actually going in reverse time or reverse entropy.
Okay. So you have a box of gas divided into two chambers. Gas molecules move randomly. A tiny intelligent demon controls small door between the chambers. What does the demon? What the demon does? Lets fast molecules go to one side. Lets slow molecules go to the other side. Never expends energy in the original idea, which is a problem in thermodynamics because like you can't have a car. This is the way I'm understanding it right now. It's basically I have a car and it's burning fuel, but it's actually the engine doesn't get hot. In fact, the engine gets cold instead
Mhm.
of hot. Am I understanding this correctly? Like that'd probably be a different way of saying it. After a while, one side is hot, fast molecules, the other side is cold, slow molecules. That means a temperature difference appeared without doing work. Entropy decreased. Oh, the weirdo that thought about entropy. We'd
Mhm.
have to look this up. One of the very early humans that thought about entropy, French, if I'm not mistaken. We'd have to look this up. I think he's French. What he thought is, what if I have an engine? Because he wanted to help out his army, and I think it was Napoleon, if I'm not mistaken. Again, we'd have to verify this, but they were moving shit in trains. So shit in trains. Again, my time frames may be wrong.
Mhm.
Very likely. So he thought about in entropy, how do we design a better engine that does this, the demon thing, if I'm not mistaken. So it was you get a cylinder is going up and down, but as the cylinder goes down, you conserve the heat in a hot block. And up top, as it comes up, you have cold molecules and you conserve it in a cold block. So you have a
Mhm.
cold block up top and a hot block down at the bottom. And as energy is being converted to heat, It's compressed and all that shit. It gets transferred to the hot block, so it conserves the heat. And then
I see.
as it goes up, it is cold molecules, and then it conserves it up at a cold block, and then it keeps doing this, and then you never really lose hot or cold. The only problem is, it wasn't as efficient. The engine wasn't as efficient as they wanted it to be because they didn't take one thing into account, is that the cylinder around it
Will
was gonna get
absorb.
hot, will dissipate the heat from the engine block and not the pistons themselves. So you're not really conserving the heat. So it didn't end up working, but that was his idea for entropy. Let's try and control entropy, the change of the state of this stuff by trying to absorb the heat, keep it in a hot box, and then cold in a cold box. You ought to look it up. Veritasium, I think, is where that video's at. But this
Oh
reminds me
man.
a lot like it. It reminds me a lot like it is somebody trying to control where you trap the heat and where you trap the cold, and then
Hmm.
that way there's not a energy loss. Like you'd have a 100% efficient engine. So this, if I'm not mistaken, was already disproven by that engine. Um,
And
yep, yep.
my mind, mechanical engineer mind is like, well, I mean, what material are you going to make it out of that's not going to absorb heat or cold?
That's the problem. That's the problem. Like they're really good thought experiments.
Yeah.
Um, I think if you watch the Veritasium video about entropy, like you'll see it, and I think that dude tried to actually replicate that little demon guy,
Hmm.
um, and kind of proved that you can't do it just because of what you just said is the material themselves are going to absorb the heat and then dissipate the heat, and then all of a sudden your 100% efficient engine is can't be 100% efficient.
All right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there's
weird
nothing to
shit.
separate.
You just have to accept it, dude. Time is real.
No, time's not real. Oh no,
Lost him.
we lost Edgar. Okay,
No, we lost you.
it's me again.
Maybe I don't know.
Oh no,
Somebody
time's not
lost,
real. Time's not
some,
real. Aging is real.
which is a measure of time. That's the problem. Is that no matter what is a measure of time.
Yeah, well,
It just we call it time, and
yeah.
the universe calls it entropy, or I guess we call it entropy. Um,
It keeps making a mess and calling it history.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that is, I think, anyways, the universe's way of keeping track of time. How far the galaxy is separating. But
It's a good way to
anyways,
look at it.
yeah. Anyways, I'll think of other shit. I'll probably bring that video about entropy, and then we'll do this again next week. I enjoy this. I don't know how valuable it was for the humans listening and the humans that will listen. I don't know that we covered anything super unique.
No,
Um, but I don't know.
it's
For
good.
me,
It's
it's
good for a first episode. We didn't get too deep, which
oh
that'll scare people off.
I don't give a fuck about scaring anybody off. I'm doing this because it's fun.
Yeah.
So let's scare them all. Let's scare them all.
Scare
Uh,
them.
at any rate, anything you want to add?
Um. No, I mean, should I plug my Facebook or something? I don't know.
Plug whatever the fuck you want to plug.
I don't have anything interesting on there, do I? I don't think so.
No, I think you pose a lot of a lot of those thought experiments and shit where people can go in and challenge um the studies that you're posting.
Hmm.
Um, so,
Every Monday, I do one on ADHD cognition. I was actually asked to come up with a curriculum from the director of neurodiversity in Colorado Chamber of Commerce,
uh-huh.
and they're looking at some type of education reform based off of the essays that I've been writing.
Okay.
That might be
People
something big.
people can find you on the Facebooks how?
Yeah, just my name, Richard Fletcher, is you just search that on Facebook and it'll come up with me.
Okay. Um, you don't want to Google me. Don't look me up. Don't find me. This is probably the only place. If you're watching it, this is probably the only place where you can find me. I am streaming this on all of my main socials. So if you're watching it, you're kind of already on all of our main socials. I genuinely do think that you should put it on yours, but I use a lot of bad words, so I don't know if you want to do that. It's tough for me not to cuss. Like it's I don't even think about it. It just happens. Um,
Yeah,
it just goes.
I have to get used to my own voice first.
Oh well,
I
don't
don't
listen to yourself.
don't listen
Here's the other thing about listening to yourself. You find out that you disagree with yourself a
all
lot.
the time,
All
all
the
the
fucking
time.
time. You're like, "The fuck is this idiot talking to?" And then you realize it's you, and you're like, "Oh, that's what a fucking idiot." Uh,
Somebody asked me the other day, "Hey, you know those little essays that you put out every Monday? Are you able to do those every day?" I'm like, "Do you know how long it takes me to write one? I
you don't
work on
have
those
just
all week."
you don't just fucking have ChatGPT writing for you?
No, those are all mine.
No, just fucking tell ChatGPT to fucking write it for you. It's your thought. You're just having it structure it for you.
Yeah, those some of the ones that you might see me do on the university studies, I might have ChatGPT do those, but those are actually original works. The ADHD cognition and the education series. I'm about to. I don't know if I want to post some of the education series ones. I'm about three essays deep into that one.
Okay. That'd be fun
Yeah,
stuff. So go challenge Richard on his Facebook. Um, tell him how time is real. He has to accept it, deal with it. Uh, next week, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna talk about next week, but I'm sure it's gonna be equally as confusing and crazy and um, nuts as fuck. So we'll be back next Tuesday about the same time, 7 p.m. I'm sure. Um,
hmm
and as of right now, no website, no anything. We're just trying to kind of figure this out, see how it goes, see where it goes, and see how long it goes. So, anyways,
What
uh,
about something like the continuation of consciousness or something like that? What about that?
for next week,
Yeah,
Ep-
wasn't what was that? Stephen Hawking that probably did it. He probably tried that experiment.
th-
So
th- well, we could talk about Stephen Hawking and his experiments. I think he's super overrated and he sucks.
I'm
Um,
saying I think he tried this last experiment, which is why he's not alive
he's
anymore.
not alive anymore. Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
The final experiment.
I'm sure for him, he thought it was super awesome. I think he's super overrated.
Yeah.
But we could definitely have a conversation about it. That's outside of my wheelhouse, but I'll deal with it. We could talk about consciousness for
Oh
sure.
man. Yeah, it
So,
says it doesn't die. It's like energy. It just changes states.
mm, yeah, that's a good
That's a
conversation.
hard one.
That's a good conversation for next week. I need to study up. I need to study up. I need to study up. I think what we ought to do is correct all the dumb shit we said from this episode,
Uh
like
huh.
for 5 minutes in case we did say anything dumb, and then we could definitely dig into that.
All right. Were you writing any of it down?
Fuck no. Fuck no. But this does transcribe it. Restream transcribes it, so I'll download that, and that'll be available. If we end up doing a website or anything like that, I might just post up a quick little website. We will have a proper podcast with the transcripts of this and all that, basically show notes and what have you. So it is being transcribed, just not me. Uh,
Okay.
I'm not transcribing it. So at any rate,
I can't remember past 5 minutes. So
this is why I don't read. I can't read a book because it's my
oh,
brain cannot handle. Like I'll be reading, and then what I'm really thinking about is what show I'm gonna watch next, or what I'm gonna have for dinner, and like while my eyes are still fucking skimming through it, my brain is like, oh, like you didn't fucking you didn't do this, and you haven't done that, and you haven't done
you
this,
You told me to shorten those essays too. You were like, "Hey, man, they're too long," and I was like, "Well, I'll stick to 5 paragraphs."
So, anyways, we're giving a fucking Mexican goodbye.
Yeah,
We're at the door, and the auntie came by and fucking said hi to us again
yeah.
as we're on our way out. So, um,
All right.
I appreciate you guys, to the two or three you guys, the few comments, even though they were not science related. Still appreciate that. Tell people that we may or may not do this. Do what you do on the interwebs for channels and all that shit. Unless you have anything else to say in your goodbyes, that is it.
Nope, I'm all good.
All right.